Next question is, I have a client who keeps asking me for advice, and just says, what is your advice on this? What are your thoughts and what should I say? This is a really, really good question. I love this. And let's take this in a context of hypnotherapy, right? They're inside your hypnotherapy sessions and they want to ask you for your advice with regards to what they need to do. And let's just make up a scenario here where the client is needing help making a decision with regards to staying or going in a relationship. I used to do this, right? And so if a client were to come to me to be like, hey, Fritz, what do you think my advice is with regards to staying or going in this relationship? The first thing I would say is, why do you want my advice? What would that do? And really, the point of that is that I will never give my clients advice with regards to what to do in their lives. And here's why. We might think that we have all this knowledge, right? We've had these extensive trainings, we've had life experiences as well. But with regards to giving advice inside hypnotherapy session, when our goal is therapeutic in nature, that negates the therapeutic process because it's not really the clients finding their own answers anymore, right? They are looking for it. And of course, there's a reason why they're wanting everyone else's advice instead of their own, right? There's some juicy detail there with regards to why they want our advice instead of sticking to what is good for them. Because think of it this way. I am 35 years old at this moment in time. If my client was someone who was 50 and is contemplating staying or going in their relationship, who the fuck am I to tell them what to do? Right? Even then, I've had younger clients who have had these issues with me, and they ask me, even if I'm older, right? Than them, it's still like, who the fuck am I to tell them what to do in their relationship, right? In their life. What I am here for, and this is a personal choice with regards to how I ran my sessions. And this is exactly what I tell my conversational students to be. It's like, we are facilitators. We help our clients to find their own answer. And so we are not the type of, who are we to tell them what to do, right? As someone who went through a divorce, I did not appreciate people's inputs. I did not appreciate other people's advice because they are not in that relationship. And it's the same. And instead of saying, telling our clients what to do, the best thing that we can really help them, even though they might not want it at that moment or they might not understand it, is to help them to decide for themselves because they're going to be living with that decision for a long time, right? They're going to be living with that for their life. They are going to be affected by that decision. And if we make that for them, first of all, that fosters codependency, and that ain't good. And second, how do we know this, right? How do we know that that's really best for them? We are not in their lives, even though you've done a thorough intake or a thorough history, it doesn't really matter because that's just a very, very small piece of the big picture, right? So that's exactly what I would say. I would say, what are you like, what would it do? What would my advice do, right? And instead, I would actually go down that route of exploring and saying, why do you want my advice instead of listening to your own intuition? Because they know people who have contemplated that decision. How often do you think they've thought of that decision? It's probably really in the background of their mind over and over and over again. They've thought of that decision over and over and over again. They need our help to gain the clarity and to be at peace with whatever decision they make, right? Because it's weighing them down so much. And this is the best gift that we can give them. The best gift that we can give them is to help them find that clarity, find that answer, so that when they do decide whatever they need to decide, they can stick to it because they thought of it, not because they paid a hypnotherapist to do it. And even if they do pay us, as humans, we're also very stubborn And so they might not really accept that suggestion as well. So it's always just better to help our clients to decide for themselves and gain the clarity for themselves and help them be at peace and support them with whatever decision they make, because it is their life. We are there to, help them see all the perspectives so that they can make the most informed decision. And at the end of the day, this decision is up to them. And so that is what I would tell a client who is asking for your advice. Why does it matter? And, unless we can go down the rabbit hole, unless it's like business advice where there's an actual strategy, that is different. But in terms of the healing, the transformation, life decisions, this is how I would approach it, not telling my clients what to do in terms of advice. So I hope this made sense. What are your thoughts on this? I definitely would love to know. Otherwise, feel free to ask any questions at all. I will see you later. Let's make a massive impact together, one conversation at a time.